I love NFL mock drafts, and coming up here on today's show, I'm going to be reacting to the latest Todd McShay mock, picks 1 through 32, and there was even a trade. Now, I wouldn't trade this app for anything because I absolutely love it. It's free to download, and you guys should absolutely download the Fetch Rewards app. How? Chatsports.com/fetch. Just make sure you guys use code CHAT. It's going to get you 3,000 bonus points. I know you have some receipts laying around, and I know when somebody asks, do you want to keep the receipt? My old answer used to be no. Now I keep them because I can convert them into gift cards. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to go through picks 1 and work our way down all the way to number 32. So the first 4 picks, Jags, Lions, Texans, Jets. The first pick in Todd McShay's latest mock draft, Neal, offensive tackle out of Alabama. I'm actually starting to think that this is the route Jacksonville should go. Let's go to number 2 here. It's Aidan Hutchinson, the best defensive end in my personal opinion. The guy that I believe has the safest floor. Detroit needs as much help as they can possibly get. Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame. He's going to go to the Houston Texans at 3. If you were to tell me which player do I think is the most versatile, the best, the overall defender, he is a absolute elite coverage type of guy, can also come up and make some tackles. Love Kyle Hamilton. He might actually start to be my favorite prospect in this year's draft. Let's go now to the New York Jets at number 4, Ekwonu, offensive tackle out of NC State. A lot of versatility. This pick to me, though, is kind of peculiar. If they can go out and make this splash, I would be curious to see if that meant that they just said, all right, Morgan Moses, he's a free agent. We let him walk. You have him. And then the tackle they drafted 2 years ago for whatever reason, I can't remember his name, from Louisville. He's an absolute stud. Mekhi Becton, there it is. That would be an elite offensive tackle duo. Now, I don't know about y'all, but family to me is absolutely everything. It's why I love what we do here at Chat Sports. I know we're interactive, and I know we try to keep you guys as up-to-date as humanly possible. So, Canadian Raider, Robert, Bruce, Dustin, Fireman, I see you guys down in the comments. I want you to know that you're a part of the family. If you want to join the Chat Sports family, and it's 100% free to do, you're also going to get free NFL videos. Click that sub button, turn on those notifications. I don't want you to miss a thing. Let's go picks 5 through 8. Giants, Panthers, Giants, and Falcons. Kayvon Thibodeaux, the defensive end out of Oregon. I personally think he might have the most upside out of any edge rusher in this year's draft class, and him going to the Giants seems to be very fitting. Let's go to number 6. I love Sauce Gardner. The fact that he's the first cornerback off the board from Cincinnati. Absolute shutdown dude. Gave up less than 140 receiving yards this season. He's one of my favorite prospects. This is actually the earliest, though, I've ever seen him go. At number 7 here for the New York Giants, Charles Cross, the offensive tackle out of Mississippi State. I heard some rumors that he's got a little bit of Laramie Tunsil in him. I don't know if that means that he likes to have a good time or if he's just a really good offensive tackle. At number 8 for the Atlanta Falcons, it's Drake London. And this pick to me is like, all right, the Atlanta Falcons, they decided to trade away Calvin Ridley because he didn't want to be there anymore. You're looking for a potential Julio Jones replacement. I know he left last season, but London at 6'5", he has extreme upside, and I would love the fit here in Atlanta because he's going to get a lot of targets. Good luck trying to cover Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Now, here's your opportunity, guys, to interact with me down in the comments section. Who is the top prospect in this year's draft? This does not mean who is going to go number 1 overall. It means, who do you believe, if you were to make a big board, would be your number 1 overall draft prospect? I want you to let me know down in the comments. Let's go now, picks 9 through 12. You got the Denver Broncos. They're going to go with my top linebacker off the board. It's Devin Lloyd. This guy, personally, I think he can do it all. He reminds me of a more athletic version of Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins won Defensive Player of the Year last season in college football. That's what I think of when I see Devin Lloyd. Let's go to the Jets. This is via the Seahawks in that Jamal Adams trade. They're going to get Derek Stingley Jr., and I love the cornerback out of LSU. At least I like his tape in 2019. It's really hard to be the best corner in college football. It's even harder when you're the best corner and only a freshman. The past 2 years he had some injuries, but if he's healthy, he has the upside to be the best cornerback in the National Football League. Let's go to number 11 here, the Washington Commanders. They're going to go out and get a quarterback. It's Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. I don't always like to say that nobody is a good quarterback prospect, though this class doesn't really inspire me all that much. And I also think when people are like, oh, that quarterback's not ready to play in the NFL, I don't know if there's ever a guy that's in college that's ready to play right away in the National Football League. But in this year's class, I do think Kenny Pickett is the most ready. To be honest, he reminds me a lot of Derek Carr. Let's go to number 12 here. It's the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to go with Trent McDuffie, the cornerback out of Washington. I like McDuffie. He's a good player. He is my number 3 overall ranked corner. Though number 12, I do believe the reason why he went so high is because Sauce went at 6, Stingley went at 10, and for a cornerback-needy team like Minnesota, they're like, oh man, we got to go out and get this guy before he's gone. Something that you guys need to go out and get right now, don't worry, it's not going to go anywhere, is the Fetch Rewards app. Go to chatsports.com/fetch. You're going to be able to get 3,000 bonus points. Now, the video that you see to my left here is I'm showing you how easy it is to snap a receipt. That way you can get those bonus points. But here's the thing. Sometimes when you snap a receipt, you're going to a restaurant that maybe nobody's ever heard of. Some of my favorite restaurants are the ones that are hole in the wall. All you got to do is plug in the name of the place, which you guys can see right here. You type in the name, you hit enter, and then Fetch is like, okay, bada bing, bada boom, you get your rewards points. The reason why I love this app is because you're going to shop anyway. You're going to go to the grocery stores anyway. You might as well get some extra rewards points for it. So whether you're at Target, Walmart, Amazon, whether you go to that hole-in-the-wall restaurant that you went to for Valentine's Day, you can reward yourself, take those receipts, and turn them into gift cards. How? Chatsports.com/fetch. That link is available for you all in the comments and in the description of the video. Also, though, use code CHAT, get 3,000 bonus points. Let's continue to rock and roll here with this Todd McShay mock draft. We got picks 13 through 16. With the 13th pick, the Cleveland Browns are going to try to replace Odell Beckham Jr. with wide receiver from Ohio State. It's Garrett Wilson. There's been also a lot of reports is not the right word, other R word, rumors out there about Jarvis Landry potentially wanting out of Cleveland as well. You need to go out and get yourself a solid receiver, and Garrett Wilson is one of my favorites. At number 14, it's Tyler Linderbaum. The Baltimore Ravens offensive line this year was just... it was bad, man. Everything was squeaking through, kind of like Tom leaving the live show on Monday. Everything was just squeaking right on through. And if you want to be a team that runs the football, Linderbaum is a hell of an offensive lineman, especially in terms of the run blocking. That's why I really, really love this pick here. Now we got back-to-back picks for the Philadelphia Eagles. Nakobe Dean, the linebacker out of Georgia. This guy can go sideline to sideline, and I know he's a little bit undersized, but he is a leader, and the Eagles might have the worst linebacking unit in all of football. So, really good pick here. And then Travon Walker, the edge rusher out of Georgia. I'm not as crazy about him, though I do think this would be a good fit, and it does fit a major need for the Philadelphia Eagles. And before we get into pick 17, Todd McShay actually had a trade, and this is the trade that he had going down. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they trade up with the Los Angeles Chargers to get the 17th overall pick. Here's what McShay said, and I hate when McShay and I hate when Mel Kiper do this because it's just lazy. He said this, that the Chargers get a first-round pick, pick 20, pick number 84, and a late rounder. How do you make a trade and not give me the details on a late rounder? Well, don't worry. I'm not lazy like Todd McShay, and I went ahead and said that late round pick would have to be a 7th rounder. Why? The Steelers don't have a 5th. They don't have a 6th round pick. I don't consider a 4th round pick late. Now, the Steelers do have 2 7th rounders, but I'm just going to say a 7th round pick. So you guys now can let me know down in the comment section who won the trade. Type PIT for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Type LAC for the Los Angeles Chargers. With the 17th pick in Todd McShay's latest mock draft, they traded up for, guess what? I know, not too much of a surprise. A quarterback, and it's the kid out of Liberty. I love his athletic ability. What you saw a little bit in the Senior Bowl, you saw his legs. I did want to see a little bit more out of his arm, but Malik Willis does absolutely have that upside. Quarterback goes here, and now another quarterback's going here to number 18. Matt Corral, the quarterback from Ole Miss, going to the New Orleans Saints. The more and more I think of what the Saints need to do this offseason, you need to go out and get a quarterback. But when you don't have any money, minus $76 million in cap space, sometimes your best option then is just take a quarterback in the draft. The Eagles, yeah, I know, it's crazy. 3 first-round picks. They're now going to go with Treylon Burks, the wide receiver out of Arkansas, 6'3", 225 pounds. It gives you the ability to have that bigger outside receiver next to Devonta Smith. Let's go to pick number 20 here for the Los Angeles Chargers. It's Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle out of Georgia. He's the top-rated DT, in my personal opinion, in this year's class. The Chargers were bad, and that's putting it lightly, trying to stop the run last year. So why not go out and get a guy who's 6'6", 350 pounds, just a big old dude up the middle. Picks now 21 through 24. The New England Patriots, they're going to go with a corner, and you're seeing a little bit of a cornerback run here. They're going to go with Kyler Gordon, from Washington. This is a little bit early for me. I do got to do a little bit more research on Gordon. However, I don't see him as a first-round prospect, though maybe New England knows something that I don't. At pick number 22, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to go with Chris Olave, receiver out of OSU. I love his ability to be able to get open. I don't see him as a true number one, and the only way that the Raiders do this, I think, is if they go out and get another receiver in free agency. But if the goal is to try to build around Derek Carr, Chris Olave is going to fit really well in that offense. At pick number 23, it's Jermaine Johnson II, the defensive end out of Florida State. A few months ago, I guess I should say weeks ago, I didn't know too much about Jermaine Johnson. He is slowly working his way up the board, really good athlete, and this is the type of pick that you make if you're trying to replace Chandler Jones. At 24, the Dallas Cowboys are going to go with David Ojabo, the defensive end out of Michigan. A lot of upside here. And I'm telling you what, if he lives up to the hype, if you have Ojabo and if you have Micah Parsons coming at you, good luck trying to defend that. I wouldn't want to be a quarterback going up against that Cowboys defense. Now, I know Todd McShay is doing his mock draft, and we appreciate content here at Chat Sports, but Tom just released his latest mock, and Tom's not lazy like McShay. Like, if he's going to put a trade, he's actually going to tell you what picks there are. Also, we've been the #1 most watched draft on YouTube for 4 straight years. Why? Our content's good. Nobody works harder than Tom. So if you want to see Tom's latest mock draft, another reason to subscribe, another reason to turn on those notifications. And he worked really hard on this and almost literally shit his pants on screen while making it. Let's go picks 25 through 28. We got Bills, Titans, Buccaneers, and the Green Bay Packers. Coming in at number 25, it's Andrew Booth Jr. I love this kid out of Clemson. The fact that he's the 5th cornerback taken, I think it's an absolute steal for Buffalo. He didn't allow a single catch over 20 yards, and I really, truly believe if Clemson wouldn't have been so bad on defense or so bad on offense this year, you would have heard a lot more from Andrew Booth because Clemson would have been in the headlines and he would have went a lot higher. Let's go to 26, George Karlaftis, the defensive end out of Purdue. Only 4.5 sacks this past season. He's a good player. He didn't put up big numbers because he always got double-teamed, but if you could put Karlaftis on the field with Harold Landry, he's going to have a lot more one-on-one opportunities. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at number 27, they're going to go with Jameson Williams. You still got Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's going to be a free agent, and if I was a team still believing that I'm in win-now mode, why not go out and get a receiver like Williams? Now, obviously, he had the ACL injury. I expect him that he's going to be ready for week 1, but this is a really good pick here for Tampa Bay. At number 28, it's Devonte Wyatt, a defensive tackle from Georgia. Really good player. He is my 3rd-ranked defensive tackle, and a lot of times when you play next to Jordan Davis gets the hype. No doubt Green Bay needs to be able to restock that defensive line. They're going to be losing some players this offseason due to free agency. It's still a little bit early, but I can understand the need. Let's finish this bad boy out here. We got picks 29 through 32. The Miami Dolphins, absolutely, this is a steal for them. Trevor Penning, the offensive tackle from Northern Iowa. I personally think he's going to go a little bit higher. Absolutely dominated at the Senior Bowl, which is what you like to be able to see. But the Dolphins, their biggest need is offensive tackle. Their second biggest need might also be offensive tackle. At pick number 30, it's Jihad Dotson. This kid's got a lot of juice to him. And really quick intermediate routes. I would not want to try to be a defender and be like, all right, I gotta get Dotson or I gotta get Tyreek Hill. His ability to be able to get open, find space, and especially in that offense where Mahomes is going to be able to buy some time, this is going to be a really good fit. And if I was Dotson, I would say the best landing spot would be in Kansas City. Let's now go to the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to get Bernard Raymond, the offensive tackle out of Central Michigan. Really, really big dude. He's like 6'7", 6'8". Haven't heard too much about him until the past few weeks. But this is a kid who I think is going to go in round 1. And then wrapping up this mock draft, quarterback Som Howell from North Carolina. I mean, let's face it, Detroit, I think they realized really quick, like, man, I think the Rams might have gotten the better quarterback in the Stafford and Jared Goff deal, right? Which was kind of obvious, but Jared Goff stinks. I mean, you kind of just saw what the Rams were able to do, and all they really did was switch up the quarterback position. Maybe Som Howell's the guy. All I know is this. I know I personally would not want to go to the Detroit Lions. So now time, y'all, let's go back to school. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking about Todd McShay's mock. I'm going to give it a C grade. I might even give it a D, not because I don't like it, but because of the trade. It was lazy, and it's another reason to hit that sub button, because here at Chat Sports, we're not lazy.